For your metal building, should you spray foam before or after running your electrical? It's a good question. Let's find out. Welcome back. This is Adbeel from Wolfsteel Buildings. One of the most common questions that we get from our clients is, should I spray foam before or after running my electrical? Well, stick around and let's get this video started. Now, before we answer that question, Ernesto and I did a tour on a 40 by 60 metal building, and we actually discussed a little bit of that topic, and let's show a clip of what we spoke about. Ernesto, I know there's some questions on should we do electrical before or after. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it's a commonly asked questions because on here, customers are running electrical constantly throughout their building, whether they want to do an office space or something like this customer's doing here. Should I spray before or after running, for example, my conduit or whatever the case might be?
To answer the question, it boils down to personal preference. What we're going to talk about are going to be the pros and the cons of both options. Now, keep in mind, this is how we here at Wolfsteel Buildings, we spray foam our buildings, okay? And these recommendations are more for garage or workshop use using closed cell spray foam that's going to be exposed. So when you spray foam before running your electrical, so basically there's no electrical and you go ahead and we get this all spray foam. These are the things to keep in mind. The pros, there's three of them. One, there's less prep work involved for your spray foamer, okay? So there are no like electrical fixtures, outlet switches, breaker panels that need to be masked off. Two, the chances for an even finish increases, okay? Like a smooth, nice, beautiful finish, those chances increase because there's not a lot of crevices, there's not a lot of like obstacles there, for example, conduit switches in the way. And then three, aesthetically pleasing. And this is just my opinion, okay? When you have really nice conduits, like electrical conduits, I like seeing them exposed. I want you to check out this video that we did in Giddings, Texas. It's a red iron building. We spray foamed before and they ran their electrical after. It looks phenomenal. I love it. It's nice, but it's just a personal preference. Now, what are the cons? I have two. Number one, your electrical contractor might charge you more for the work he's gonna do. And the reason is because he's gonna have to be scraping off some spray foam, working around the spray foam to be able to tie in the conduits, the switches, the breaker panel. Keep that one in mind. Ask your electrical contractor. Number two, scraping off spray foam is tedious and it might not be aesthetically pleasing. So keep that in mind. Now, if you have a red iron building, you can request the face of the purlins to not be sprayed, okay? This will allow your electrical contractor to easily like run conduits. But this must be requested from us because that is not our standard process. Our standard process is we spray foam all the framing members. And the reason why we do that is because the sheet metal in the frame, there's not a thermal break in between and we've seen condensation happen. But when you have like 6-inch purlins on a red iron building or more, the possibilities of condensation lessen. What about after? What should you keep in mind if you're gonna spray foam after you ran all your electrical and you come back in and you spray foam? Now, what are the pros? Number one, spray foam can provide extra protection to your conduits, okay? So since closed cell spray foam is actually very dense and it's rigid, it can provide protection to your electrical wires. Number two, it's the most common way of doing it. Okay, so if you ask your contractors, that's the most common way. Run your electrical and then come in and spray foam. Now, if you want to see one of those projects, we got a really cool one where Eric and I did a walkthrough of our project in Royce City, Texas. Check it out. The link is gonna be here and it's gonna be in the description below. Now, number 3, it aids in air sealing your building. Okay, so sometimes if you're gonna be running, for example, you have to puncture your metal building, whether that's for plumbing or electrical, like to install your panel box. When you spray foam after, it helps seal that, okay? Those punctures you do to the sheet metal. And last but not least, number 4, lower labor costs from your electrical contractor. I've heard that. We don't do electrical, but I've heard of it because it's a lot easier for them. They come in, they do their work, spray foamer comes in and spray foam. Spray foamers, regardless, have to mask off many different things, to make sure that there's no oozing outside of the building. So regardless, I don't really think you save much from a spray foamer, but maybe from your electrical contractor. Ask your electrical contractor. Lots of pros, but what are the cons? Well, I have one. It's challenging to perform maintenance. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. If you gotta do some maintenance or repairs to your conduits, your electrical wirings, you're gonna have to scrape off that spray foam, do what you gotta do, and then from there, maybe have to spray foam back up again, okay? Just keep that in mind. Not common, but it can happen. Remember, we here at Wolfsteel Buildings, we offer spray foam insulation, but we do not offer electrical installs, okay? Now, we do work with so many electrical contractors. We work with their timelines to try to make it work, especially if you're gonna have them come and do your electrical first and then, the spray foam afterwards, okay? Now, if you are an electrical contractor, what are your thoughts on this video? Share them in the comments. Let's provide value to our audience. Keep in mind, this is a recommendation based on how we spray foam our metal buildings for a workshop or garage use, okay? So we apply closed cell spray foam that's gonna be exposed and applied directly to our sheet metal and our frame. Now, if you are doing something different, such as you're gonna create an office space inside, or you're gonna create a barn dominium, these recommendations will differ, so just keep that in mind. How about you, Pat? What are your thoughts, okay? Share them in the comments below. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We got some really cool projects and tours that we're gonna be showing you guys, so don't wanna miss out. I'll see you guys in the next video.